All right, I'm here in Dallas, Texas, and check out where I'm at. While my family is on this nationwide 48-state road trip, we're hitting as many of the NBA stadiums as we can because my son absolutely loves the NBA. They are off over there in the distance. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, there they are. And so we stopped here at the American Airlines Center, and Jared absolutely loves this one. This one's a pretty unique place, just situated right in the middle of the city. So very cool. But you are not here for that. Let's talk about how Medicare works in Texas. Texas is huge, so there are a lot of things going on here, and I'm going to be talking about averages, but know that there can be quite a bit of fluctuation in this depending on where you live in Texas. Everybody plays here in Texas, and what I mean by that is that a lot of insurance companies are here in Texas offering plans. So some states you don't have a lot of competition between insurance companies. I mentioned this in Idaho. You kind of have two major players in Idaho. Here in Texas, you have a lot, and that's a good thing for you. There's a lot of competition. There are a lot of plans to choose from, and there are a lot of options to where you can find what works well for you. And I'll show you that as we move forward. So let's start with the supplement plan side of the conversation. Texas, you are an attained age state when it comes to your Medicare supplement plans. Remember, there are three ways to rate supplement plans: issue age, community rated, and attained age. So here in Texas, you are an attained age state. What that means is that your plan rates are based on the age that you have attained. So if you go on Medicare at 65, your rate for a supplement plan will be that of a 65-year-old. As soon as you have a birthday and you attain a new age of 66, you're going to see a little bump in your rates because of your birthday. We sarcastically refer to this as a happy birthday increase. Again, as you turn 67, you're going to get another rate bump. On top of that, you could see another rate bump each year because insurance companies annually will give out rate increases for higher medical costs, inflation, and other reasons that would pump up those costs. So with attained age plans, you could see two increases each and every year. Attained age plans are by far the most common way for supplement plans to be rated throughout the country. There are states with exceptions, as we've covered throughout this road trip, but here in Texas, it is attained age. So is there anything positive about attained age plans? Yes. So attained age plans start lower than issue age and community rated, and that holds true here in Texas. The average cost if a 65-year-old wanted to go find a supplement plan G, nationally, the average is $150 per person per month. Here in Texas, it's $120 per person per month. For Plan N, the average for a 65-year-old nationally is $120 per person per month. Here in Texas, it is just $90. So again, because of the attained age side of the supplement plan conversation and all of the competition around here, you have very competitive rates for supplement plans. And in addition to that, there are several other opportunities for discounts. I'll name a few here, but one of the discounts is if you have somebody who is in your household and is on the same insurance company as your supplement plan, it's a multi-insured discount. So for example, if you and your spouse both go with the same supplement plan insurance company, you'll get a discount for that. Another discount is if you are willing to wear some sort of a fitness tracker, so a smartwatch, a Fitbit, a Garmin, and then sync it with the insurance company. There are companies that offer what's called a wearable discount. The third discount that is available is if you're willing to pay your premium all up front in 1 year rather than month to month. So they'll give you a discount for that. So there are a lot of opportunities here to, on top of the already super low Medicare supplement plan premiums, to drive that even lower here in Texas. And this is why I'm always harping on using an agent that is familiar and understands your area so that they can shop all of these plans for you, find the ones with the strongest rates, not just the sticker price, but throwing in all of these discounts, because you can stack these discounts on top of each other. It'll never cost you anything to use an agent, and I'm not even saying use us. Just use an independent agent. I do have partners who are licensed and very familiar here with Texas, but again, just find somebody that you trust to help you find the plan that will suit you best. In Texas, when we start thinking about switching from one supplement plan to another, you follow the same rules nationally, so there aren't any exceptions here. Remember, if you are on a supplement plan and you want to switch to another supplement plan, whether you're on a Plan G and you want to go to another Plan G with a different insurance company, or you're on a Plan G and you want to switch down to a Plan N, you're going to have to go through medical underwriting in most cases. And what that means is that they're going to ask you medical questions. If you have poor health, there's a chance that your rates will be higher, or you could be denied completely. So switching from supplement plan to supplement plan isn't always super easy. And I'm just talking about supplement plan to supplement plan right here. I'll talk about from Advantage plan to supplement plan as we move into the Advantage section. Let's talk about the supplement plan penetration rate. And what I mean by that is for every 100 people who have the option to choose between supplement plans of any letter or any of the other options like Advantage plans, TRICARE for Life, FEHB, Original Medicare Only, or anything else, how many of them out of 100 are choosing supplement plans? Well, the national average is 21%. Here in Texas, you're very close to that. It's 20.4%, so we'll call it 21%. So you're right on the average there of how many people are choosing supplement plans. I'll finish up the supplement plan side of the conversation by talking about about those of you who qualify for Medicare before 65. So this is happening because you are either disabled, you're diagnosed with end-stage renal disease, ESRD, or kidney failure requiring dialysis, or ALS, commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. In most states, there's not a lot of protection for those of you who qualify for Medicare pre-65, meaning to get a supplement plan is either impossible or they are very limited in which plan letters they offer. So you might not be able to get like a Plan G or a Plan N. You're limited to something like Plan A only. And unfortunately, Texas, you fall into that category. So it's really Plan A is what you're looking at here. It is a supplement plan, which is great, but it's not as strong as Plan G or Plan N or several others. And it is very expensive. So the ranges here are quite dramatic, but you're looking at between $400 and $1,800 per person per month, depending on which insurance company that you pick. Otherwise, you're looking at original Medicare only. You can go on an Advantage plan, or if you have some sort of coordination with an employer plan if you are employed. All right, let's switch over to the Advantage plan side of the conversation and talk about the Advantage plans here in Texas. Now, you do follow the same trial rights that exist nationally. And what I mean by trial rights is your opportunity to try out an Advantage plan and then switch to a supplement plan without having to go through medical underwriting. When we talk about trial rights, there are two main situations here that would make sense. So the first is if you go on Medicare at 65, at your 65th birthday, and you choose an Advantage plan. In this instance, you have a trial right of 1 year to try out this Advantage plan, and if you don't like it, you can switch back to original Medicare and a supplement plan without having to go through underwriting, without the fear of being denied. That's only if you're going on at 65 in your birthday and choosing the Advantage plan. Now, the second way to take advantage of the trial right is if you go on Medicare at any age, and then you take a supplement plan first. So even if you go on at 70 years old, as long as a supplement plan is the first thing that you choose, if you ever switch off of that supplement plan to go on to an Advantage plan, you have 1 year to try that Advantage plan. Within that year, if you want to switch back to your supplement plan, you can without the fear of getting denied or having higher rates. So you don't need to go through medical underwriting. Outside of your trial right, you're really looking at it as some sort of a special election period in order to switch from Advantage plan to supplement plan without underwriting. So that would be something like you move out of the Advantage plan service area, or the Advantage plan just cancels and leaves the area. As a general rule with Advantage plans, when you're in larger cities, you have more competition and more availability of stronger Advantage plans. And then in your more rural areas, you'll have fewer options and potentially no options, just depending on where you live. Again, make sure that you're working with somebody who is licensed and familiar with your area and knows your hospital systems. Texas, you have a lot of the big hospital systems. You have a lot of university hospital systems that are involved here. So make sure you're working with somebody that can check those providers for you. Nationally, the Advantage plan penetration rate is 50%. Here in Texas, it's slightly above that at 52.5%. Now, the national average for the annual maximum out-of-pocket on Advantage plans is $5,000, and here in Texas, it is $5,000 as well. However, in Texas, again, because there are so many insurance companies and plans, that standard deviation is quite big. So you have on the low end, you're looking at around $3,500. On the high end, upwards of $8,000+ for maximum out-of-pockets for Advantage plans. So just make sure that you find the one that works well for you and has everything covered that you need. Again, I do have partners who are licensed and very familiar with the plans available to you here in Texas, so don't hesitate to reach out. My email is in the description of this video, or you can go to theretirementnerds.com. We'd be happy to help you out. Now, at the end of my videos, I like to throw in a secret keyword just to make sure that you've made it this far. If people throw this keyword in the comments, then I can take their comments a little bit more seriously because they aren't bashing me without having watched the video. So here in Texas, I know that it's a stereotype. I've lived outside of the country for a couple of years, and anytime somebody brought out Texas, they always brought out cowboys. So if you mention anything related to cowboys here in the comments of this video, I'll know that you've made it at least this far. All right, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. It helps more than you know. And then I am off with the family to explore Dallas a little bit more, and I will see you in the next video.